Hey, hello, it's me. This is, I don't know which video this is, but hi. It's good to see you again, or I guess it's good to talk to you all again. Normally I'm pretty upbeat on these. Right now, I feel drunk on Forest completely. You probably saw that opening. Um, I am, where am I? I don't know. I'm not stoned. I don't smoke marijuana, but I feel drunk and happy. So I'm in a little grove of beech and alder. It's kind of nice to see them together. Their leaves are pretty similar. Um, you know, the bark is usually how you can tell because alder has this kind of look of like old metal to it. Um, Leaning against a fallen alder right now. Whereas beech looks a little bit more, what you kind of expect oak or something else to look like. And yeah, so where I am right now is an old bit of forest that did not burn down, I guess, decades ago. Surrounding this area is all newly planted. Um, Jesus, I'm sorry, a little jumpy. Okay, well that was kind of embarrassing. Hi again. So those were red squirrels mating, I think, but they were right behind me. That was great. I checked the video just to see if maybe they got caught up in it, but unfortunately they didn't. Maybe you heard the noise though. You definitely saw me kind of jump a little bit there. Um, wow, kind of everywhere here. I don't know if you've seen red squirrels or not. They're cute. They have these like big crazy tufts on either ear, and they look a little bit like if you were to cross a fox with a squirrel. Um, a little bit more on the aggressive side, um, but they're cool. I'm pretty sure they're gonna coexist, or I'm gonna coexist with them. Oh, I also heard a boar a little bit earlier, but I'm pretty far away from it right now. Anyway, hi. So yeah, that video started out a little calm, but I'm a little less calm. No, I'm still calm. So I was telling you about the forest around here. The man I love's mother had told him, and he had told me that a lot of the forest near here had burned down, and some of it was replanted. But it's managed forest. It's oaks that are all in a line. Looks pretty cool at first, and then you just notice, wait, this isn't really a forest. It's just a line of trees. Here, though, this is all pretty old. You know, Many of these trees are probably pretty close to 100, maybe even older. It's funny, I don't know how old beech get. I know alder only get to about 120, and there's some pretty big alder here. Sorry, still a little drunk on here, and I hope I'm holding the camera right. This is going to be my non-professional video this week. I hope you don't mind. As I said, I'm kind of drunk on forest, and I'm kind of drunk on love right now too. I'm very drunk on that, and it's great. I had a beautiful morning with the man I love, and a beautiful evening, and we had been together for 7 weeks during the confinement, and then we decided. Um, well, originally the idea was like, oh, we'll be together until the confinement's over, and then we'll go, to our respective places. Like he'll stay at his place, and I'll go to mine. And of course, what happened was we got along so fucking well that it was kind of weird for us to even think about going. Like, what? But then it was kind of like, well, but maybe we should anyway. And originally we couldn't figure out, are we going to do, like 2 days together or what? And then, yeah, so we spent one night apart, and it was funny and crazy. And it was good because then I realized, holy shit, I love this guy. And so we're hanging out again right now. I'm at his place, or I'm at the forest outside of his place. This forest is it's a hill that I can see pretty often from his back patio. And I've always thought, I want to see what's up there. Because it looks a little older and bigger and more sauvage, wild, unmanaged is a word than the other one. And it is. And those red squirrels are pretty wild. I hope you're all well. I guess if you're in America, most of the places have kind of lifted confinement without actually changing anything on, or actually seeing any good results from the earlier quarantines. Here, they got the infection rate down to almost nothing. So they've kind of opened it up a little bit. Monday was the first time that you were able to meet with groups of people, up to 6, which was kind of perfect because it was the man I love's birthday, or I'm sorry, his mother's birthday, her 77th. So we hosted a party for her and I think it was 5 of her close friends, which is amazing to have close friends when you're in your 70s. And they all came over. We made like 10 different courses for them, and that was a lot of fun. She was really happy. And then the night ended with everyone dancing. And it was the most magical night ever. I'm still happy from it. And then, the rest of the week, things have kind of opened up. I was in the city the other day, yesterday. It was weird because, within the stores, everyone was doing what they were supposed to do. But on the street, hardly anybody was wearing masks. People were bumping into each other. I get it. I understand. But I hope that means that confinement doesn't happen again. What was I going to talk about this week? I kind of just want to talk, if that's okay. By the way, you probably are seeing occasional bits of smoke kind of coming by. That's incense. Yeah, I burn incense in the forest. But I've got it protected, so it's not gonna burn anything down. I'm pretty sure. All right, yeah, this is one thing I've been thinking about. I posted a photo. I can show this to you guys as well. I'll put it on my Patreon so you can see. A photo of me about 6 months ago, and I was leaving Ren. I've talked about this a bit before. I was in a really super abusive relationship that I needed to flee, and by the end of it, this photo, you'll see, I look 20 years older. I look drained. I look completely a mess. And I'd never shown that photo to anybody. It was me waiting at the station to get out. And, versus what I am now, that pictorial representation of that difference is pretty profound for me. It's been, over 6 months. And it's interesting to try to track the changes because, well, in the very first video that I did with you folks, I mentioned, I want spring, but spring's not totally here. But spring is coming. Now we're pretty much in the summer, kind of, depending which calendar you use. And that's kind of me, too, the stuff that I wanted to be over, the stuff that I needed to be over. Like, I remember at the beginning just being so scared, so terrified, so jumpy, so just hating myself, And then now I'm like, no, I'm pretty amazing, I'm worthy of love, capable of love. I'm a great lover. I'm an intelligent person. I'm beautiful, all of those things. 6 months ago, there's no fucking way I would have said those things, and if someone said them to me, I'd probably just have shrunk even further. But here I am. Things have changed. I'm staring out right now into a beautiful vista of old trees. Ever tell you folks that alder is my favorite? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up for a second. You're probably just noticing something. I cut off my druid beard. Long story. Actually, let me tell you that this week. So, I started having a braided goatee years ago. 6, 7 years ago, maybe even longer. Just started growing it out and breeding it. I remember thinking, yeah, I should do this. I didn't know why. It was just a thing I was doing. When I went to Ireland and Wales, and this actually specifically happened in Wales. You probably know the Ireland story. I'll tell you real quick. I was in Newgrange for midwinter solstice because a friend had thought he saw me in Dublin, and he put my name into the drawing for the to be able to get in. They only let 50 people, well, 100 people. They pick 50 people every year because it's really tiny, and the only time that you can see what Newgrange does, which is, when the sun kind of comes through in the morning, it hits a small little window and the inside of this tomb lights up. The only way to get in is to put a drawing, or put your name into a drawing. Usually it's between 30 and 50,000 people every year who put it in, and only 50 get picked, and then they can bring a friend. And I got picked, and I didn't put my name in. A friend did. Wild, right? That same trip, when I went to go to Newgrange, I went to Wales for 6, 7 days, Gwyneth, with one of my best friends. And the second night I was there, we were in a place called Carnarvon, and we're in a hotel, very old building. And I had this really wild dream where there's a bunch of weird magical people, and I'm sorry, I just realized something about that dream that I never realized before. I won't discuss that part, but I'll just, wow, that's funny. And anyway, I'm sorry. So I'm in this like cavern thing, and there are all of these druids there, and one of them grabs my braided goatee, and he won't let go at all. And I try to pull away, it won't let me pull away. And then I finally realize, wait, he's got one too. I'm gonna pull his. I pull his, and the moment I pull his, he nods, and he lets me go. I'm like, okay. 2 weeks after that whole trip to Dublin and Wales, I'm in a bar in Chicago. Not just a bar, it's one of those darkroom bars where, people are having sex while you're drinking beer, which is exactly what was happening. I was drinking beer, people were having sex, and I was with a friend of mine. And he knew the bartender really well, and the bartender was looking at my beard, and he's like, oh man, hey, do you know about the druid beard pullers? I'm like, what? What the fuck? Really? And he's like, oh yeah, dude, let me show you. And the next thing I know, he's showing me all these photos that he had collected because he was fascinated by it. He had like a good 20 or 30 of them. And he's like, yeah, it was like this weird like druid thing where like they were always pulling each other's beards. It was kind of like gay, but, and then I did like some more research on it, and apparently it was kind of like a knowledge and wisdom transmission sort of thing. And anyway, so that was pretty wild. And so I don't have that goatee anymore because I cut it, and I threw that one in the River Liffey, I believe, in Dublin. Or no, I sent that to a friend to bury for me in Wales. And then I cut one and put it in the River Liffey, and I've given parts of it to other people. I've cut it many times, but last weekend, the man I love he was kind of sad about the idea of us being away, and he asked me, "Can you maybe leave some stuff in my house?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, of course." He's like, "Yeah, I just want stuff to, when I miss you to see that." I was like, "Okay, I'll be right back." Go into the bathroom, cut my beard, and give it to him. So that's why I don't have that anymore. And that felt like a good thing. Well, and actually now that I was thinking about that dream, now I fucking understand what the fuck I just did, and that's amazing. And I can't really explain that to anybody because no one would believe me, and I still gotta, that's one of those things that are just for you. Or just for me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry it's kind of super casual, but I think I'm usually best when I'm super casual. As I said, I feel forest drunk. I feel love drunk. I feel life drunk. And I hope you do too. I hope you're happy. I hope you get a chance to go see something like this. And if you do, and the red squirrels, don't worry, they're not attacking you, they're just playing. Yeah. All right, everyone. Be well, and I'll see you next week.